Hello, everybody. Welcome, space engineers. Really? That light doesn't light up that screen? Come on. Really? Really? So, we have some work done here at the Tort Sort, and we're going to show you what we've done. So a lot of this we did in the stream, and we're going to take a look at what we did in the stream. I think we did it in the stream. Yes, we did in the stream, and then we lost it because the game crashed, and I hadn't saved in a while. So, oh wait, look at that. Right around there I can read the screen better. Okay, how about fall off? Not making much of a difference at that range. I don't like it. So yeah, unfortunately the game crashed and we lost it all. But I went and I did it again. Better than before, maybe. So let's take a look at it. I added the screen up top. I don't know if I like that. I did that just to see. There's a screen right here that has the same information on it. So this is stuff we kind of looked at in the stream. This is the same sorting thing that we have on our station. Ooh, the projector's on. I just have it attached to Tortwing now, doing the same thing. It doesn't work quite right when we're attached, though. So when we're connected in, it'll give false information. The one on the left here shows us stuff that has been recently transferred to Tortwing. At least it's supposed to. It always says error, so I think I did something wrong there. So yeah, I don't know about this one, because it's kind of makes Tortwing look silly. You look silly, Tortwing. Got like horns. Who do you think you are? I don't know. Alright. So, behind me, you can see on the wall some text panels. So we had the help of Pilot Error, which is nice, during the stream. So whenever I'm working with programs, it's nice to have him around to answer all my questions. So yeah, with his help, we got this thing operational. And there's a lot of just little subtle errors that I made. So yeah, up here now you can see it doesn't work. Not enough panels to display. That's because it's trying to display, I think, everything for the entire area. So it's not able to do that. Alright, so what we have here now with Tortwing are these programs, and those are the ones you see. You can see if you just try a little harder. Okay, let's just get up. Which you can see over on the wall. So those programs that are listed on our hotbar are these 8. So we went over it in a previous episode. Your projector's on too. What's going on here? So I said we'd probably need like a few program blocks for each loadout. Well, we only need one program block for each loadout, the way we managed to do it. Okay, let's just not try to do third person. So the way we did it is actually the same way our whole base is sorting our inventories. So if I look up Tort Sort, which we had fun with on the stream, it'll show kind of the things that we're using. There's one screen here, which is the one on the left arm. So that all program blocks point to this one. And then we have a list load, LCD sort list loadout. This tells the program block what it wants to put in. So if we look at one of these, it has the same kind of coding system as you might have seen when I worked on the one for the base. So it says I want bulletproof glass, and I want to put it into Tortwing, large cargo container located in the center. So that's just shorthand for, this is what his cargo container is now named as. And then the exclamation mark indicates a quantity. So we want 200. So here we can tell computers, large cargo, 200. Construction, medium cargo on the right, 1667, which happens to be the max it can hold. So with that, we can easily dictate exactly what we want and which cargo specifically. The other one I was basically trying to make it work, but it wasn't really suited for what we were doing. So this seems more suited. It just took some troubleshooting to get through. I've also put oxygen bottles. I'm not sure how well that's working, but I'll try to throw 3 oxygen bottles into the rear connector, which we just saw. So there's 3 in there. I don't think they get swapped out though for like full ones, but so yeah. So I'm here, and what we can do is unload. So the very first one here is for unloading. So if I hit that, which I just now have done, his inventory should be empty. And because the sorting system for the station is currently off, so I don't know if I showed that, there's a sensor. What did I call it? Sorter docking. There we go. Switch. So this one is activated whenever Tortwing is here, because it's looking for a small ship. So when he's docked, this goes off, and it just basically prevents that timer block from being run until we leave again, and then it starts it up again. So while we're docked, the station doesn't sort, which is okay. But if we want to make it sort, that's all we do. That's all this number 1 guy is. He is our sorter for our station. So when I run this once, it looks in Tortwing, takes all the stuff out, and puts it where it's supposed to be, based off our other sort list. But the rest of these are open for our loadouts, and currently we only have 4, I think. But I want to do one today with you guys, just so you can see it. So our first one is just general loadout, and if I go over here, you can see I made these little crude and cruel images that change color when you get close to them. So this just indicates the parts that are getting distributed with each loadout. So the first one's just a general loadout, has a mix of all the components. Second one's just steel plates, so that's if we're doing light armor. And then we have glass and girders. This one here, we're going to do heavy armor. So we want steel plates and metal grid. So that's what we'll do together here. So now that we're empty, I can hit number 2. So number 2 is that first loadout we looked at, just to be confusing. So now Tortwing will have 3 bottles of various levels of oxygen, I guess. That's fine. And everything else should get loaded out perfectly. And then if we go and hit 1 again, it will be empty. Oops. And then we can pick something else. So if we want steel plates, for instance, I think I should label these down here what they actually do, but that's number 3. So number 3, now we're loaded out with just steel plates, or we should be. And we are. Great. And our last one there, so I'll hit 1 to empty it, and then I'll hit 4. That should be our glass. And now I might change how these are sorted, but for now I just have glass, 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 and then girders. I'll probably make it so there's a bit of girders in each cargo container and ratio them to the large window size or something like that. But yeah, so that's handy, I think. What we need now is more places to get stuff. So we don't need to come to the repair bay every time we need stuff, right? We should be able to have other areas, other connectors out here that we can dock to collect some stuff. So that's what I would like to do. And I was doing some work in the control room, so that is why the projector is on. So I wanted to get some... Ooh, that's not how you spell that word at all. There we go. Let's turn you off. That will probably help with frame rate. And it has. Brilliant. So yeah, we should make some more docking ports. So if you have ideas on where they might be located, let me know. I was thinking somewhere around here even. Just in the corners. Either sticking out of the ground or flush up the wall. Like maybe Tortwing can just drop down somewhere here. Probably not on an angle, obviously, I guess. But yeah, anywhere in the station that you think would make some good loadouts, let me know. Alright, so let's do the heavy loadout. Now that I'm completely rusty. Alright. But all we have to do is put the Tort into here, and it gives us everything we need. Alright. These ones are already named. None of them are in the right order, of course. 1, why aren't you up here? Okay, but anyway. 4. 4 is... LCD sort list. 4 is not in use. Okay, so this is the one we're going to use. So let's take a look at 3, the last one we did use. LCD sort list. Oh, okay, I'm looking in the wrong spot. Loadout 3. Now this one is in use, and I think 4 is in use. LCD loadout 4. Did I already do all these? I may have. LCD loadout 5. Oh, I did. Okay. So we only have 4, though, because there's only 4 loadouts currently here, right? And this one is empty. So this will be our heavy armor. All right. So we have 3, and we want 4. We're going to take it from number 1, just because it has all the components, so it'll be easier. Or we could just copy individual lines, but we'll do it this way. I don't necessarily do things the easiest way, okay? I'm sorry. I usually don't do things the easiest way. But yeah, I'll just get rid of all the lines except for metal grid and steel plates. And then we'll figure out the ratio for a heavy armor block. All right, so there we have it. I can't really see the end of the line there, so I'm just going to make a temporary return there and a return here. And then we can get the quantities. Although it's already doing that. Shouldn't you have a number associated with you? Like 3. Whoops, not 23. 3. Okay, so you can go back. You. All right. So let's take a look at a heavy armor block. We'll base the loadout off this. So it is a 3-to-1 ratio. So for every 50 metal grids, there is a 150 steel plates. So 1 to 3, right? I hope. So now I'm going to go through and figure out what that is for each cargo based off of its inventory size. So I'll figure out basically how many of these I can fit into this. But I'll try to do it with math, I guess. Alright, after this bad maths, I've got it all sorted out. So for our medium cargo containers, this is a 3-to-1 ratio. So there's 3 times as many steel plates versus metal grids. That's what we wanted. And then our other one, large cargo, we've got that figured out too. 650 times 3 is 1950. And we've got 1954. Good enough, I think. And this one probably makes up for the extra ones we're missing out of these mediums, because this is not quite the same, or the right ratio. Anyway, so now what we're going to do is take that 420 and 141, and we're going to go to our Tort, and we're going to put that into this loadout that we just created. So we have this metal grids, we have the large cargo, and then we have all the medium ones. So the large cargo worked out to be, for the metal grid, 650. So we'll put that there. And then for the steel plate, I'm going to just take this guy, copy that. Oops, actually let's take the whole thing, copy that, and we'll paste it in here. We'll put a comma, and that will separate the cargo containers for the program. So this guy did not need 650, it had 1950, and it had room for an additional 4, so we might as well put those in there. So that's it for the large cargo. Then I'm just going to do the same for the mediums, but I'll do that off camera here. Okay, the large cargo is done there, and I got the mediums ready to go. So we got 420 and 141. 420 and 140. Well, I already forgot. Wow, that's really bad. 141. 141, 420. Okay. So, this guy, 420. And these guys, 141. So that's all I got to do for all these. 141, 141, 41. Okay, so I think that's good to go. Now I'm just going to bring them all onto the same line. I gotta just make sure the comma's there. Okay, boop, doot, and again, and again. There we go, we got our 2 components. Middle grid, 650, 420, and then 420 and 141. And then our oxygen bottles, which I think I added the 3 on. I did. Okay, so there we do that. And now we can actually test it. The last thing we can do, though, is add a little picture to it. So those images you saw, I custom did. If you Google just custom LCD space engineers, you should find a tutorial on how to do it. But here we go. We got loadout, glass, light armor. I already made one for heavy, so we can just add that on. And then if we go out there and look, it should have our heavy armor, which is metal grid and steel plates. Just looks terrible when you get close. Might have been how I did the image, though. I might have done something wrong. There we go. So let's test it. So we should be able to clear our inventory with 1, which now we have done. And let's just assume that works, and we'll hit number 5, which would be loadout number 4. Very confusing. All right. And did we do success? We did not. What have I not done correctly? What did I screw up on? PC load letter. What the? All right. Well, I'm not sure what that meant. Said something. Probably meant something too. Anyway, I just copied the one from the previous one again, and I just changed the 3 to a 4, which should be all we need to do. Run. And hey, there we go. 141, 420, 141, 420, 141. Da, 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 da. Perfect. Wait a minute. Something's not right. You're not supposed to have 420. You means that I did wrong. I did wrongdoing. 1950. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to be. So why did you not do that? Tort. Well, let's find out. Okay, should be just here. And 650. What do I want to look at? Steel plates, large cargo. Oh, there we go. There's my problem. 1950. Where did I put 1950? I thought I put 1950 somewhere. There's a 1950. I just did that. You fool! That was just you. This moment. Okay. So a small little error. Should be good now. So now if I just empty with number 1, load out again with number 5, we are now... Don't tell me what I don't have. We should now be good. And I could probably make these programs distinguish themselves, but I don't know how to exclude. I'd have to have exclusions, I think, for each one, and then I'd have to exclude our entire base, I think, to get it just to show what's in Torwing. I think it's best to not care until we're undocked. Awesome. Well, we don't really need heavy armor, so let's go ahead and load out our basic, and that'll give us a little bit of everything. There we go. And let's set forth. Excellent. So I don't know if I like that screen right there. It is nice maybe when you're welding, you can go, oh, I'm not finishing the part, or I can see I'm running low on the current part. But I could also do that just by looking over here. So is that worth it? Looks kind of silly, I think. You let me know. All right, I want to work a little bit more, I think, for the rest of the episode on this walkway idea. And I'm very tempted to move the repair bay. But let's see if I can convince myself not to do that. So the reason I kind of want to move the repair bay is in terms of our diagonal symmetry of the base. It's right here with this line that we see. So let me guess, I don't have anything on me. So right here is our diagonal line, the one I'm currently drawing, excluding these. So the repair bay is taking over this part, which isn't a big deal. This is where I'm trying to convince myself it's not a big deal. Doesn't matter. I don't even know what's going to go over here yet. We know crane's going to go away. It'll probably be another loading area maybe, or I'm not sure. But if we want to make the most room, we should probably try to keep this guy on this side. So to do that, basically for that block to become, I guess, this block, right? So we'd have to move it over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we moved it over 5 blocks that way, this would line up. So this block here would end up lining up. Hopefully, if I did that right. Right over here. So, is that worth doing? To do it, I mean, we just have to slice, cut a line, and then that's, yeah, we'll probably keep that where it is. So we'd chop this too, and we'd let that move over. We'd cut the floor and just slide it over 5 blocks, possibly. Okay. So the reason I kind of want to do that, let's see here. Ooh, I totally did this wrong. Okay. So we have gravity here. So we'd be leaving the control room, and we're currently upside down. I think we're good. We're good with that. So what I want to be able to do is right here, we'll probably enter into a corridor of some sorts. So we're just going to do some sketching, I think, right now. So if we imagine, let's see, some kind of doorway, maybe just a regular door. So a single door, maybe even an airlock. So we come in here, just a very basic airlock, 2-door airlock, to get back into a oxygenated area. So this walkway would have no oxygen, probably, unless we plan to oxygenate the whole ship, which I don't know if we can do or want to do. But anyway, from here, I want to be able to go over this way to a control room of some kind, or even just an observatory over the repair bay, as we discussed. And we might move all the program blocks, LCD screens up here, Not too sure. I also want a way to get down. So I want there to be an extensive kind of walkway or catwalk, maze of catwalks or labyrinth of catwalks. So I want to be able to walk all over the base, not needing to fly anywhere, but we could just, all right, we're on the wrong side. But we can just walk. Might not be the quickest way to get somewhere, but we can do it. There should always be a way to walk to whatever part of the station we want to get to. And I'm always trying to keep that in mind, but it's hard sometimes. So here I was thinking I had it kind of figured out, but I just realized my error. So I was thinking we could just walk this way. And then in order to get down, we could have an area here above the repair bay, or we could just kind of walk down this and the gravity would shift to accommodate, and then all of a sudden we'd be walking along here. And this would allow us to get to the lower areas. We could also possibly have a window or something and look into the repair bay from here, but it would be like it'd be a window in the ceiling, so that would add kind of to the perspective change, because you'd look and be like, well, that's not right because that's up, but really this is up for the repair bay. So it might be an interesting little illusion, I guess, that it could create if we could do that. But the problem with that is I can't physically do that actually from here. I could do it the other way though. We could have it so you round, I guess. So this is where the gravity is. So now maybe you can walk this way and you just walk up the wall. So we could facilitate that. I guess could maybe use the 2x1 60-30 angles, or we could just do the 45. So then you walk this way, gravity shifts, and then you're walking here. We don't want to be on the outside though, so we'd probably make this be inside here, which could be neat. And then what we could actually do is tear out this center part, I guess, which would be U2, wouldn't it? We did that. Wherever we're walking down, right? Let's see here. Probably want to be at least, I guess, something like that. You can do it. So if we do that, which I should have done lower, then we can get an idea maybe of, come on, you can do it. Oh, my helmet's off. That's not a good idea. Put that back on. I gotta figure out what key that is, so I don't do that by accident again. Oh, I forgot that we actually could take our helmet off. We should go do that. Finally look at our face. But yeah, if we were walking here, this might be neat. So imagine ourselves walking here. We'll create some kind of maybe 5-sided walkway, if we can, or something like that. And then when you're walking down here, you can look out and there'll be glass. That might be more interesting. I'm not sure. Let me know your thoughts on that. Then we probably wouldn't need to move the repair bay. The other thing to consider, if we put windows there, it's not exactly a good vantage point either. That's basically behind the welders. I mean, it might be neat to have a window here, because then you could see as you're coming down, but do you really want a window? Nah, I don't know. Still interesting, probably. Whoop. So yes, your questions for you guys in the comments. Answer me this. Riddle me this. Repair bay. Move 5 blocks to the left. Yes or no? In terms of doing the work, I don't think it's that much. So maybe like 10 to 20 minutes of work, depending if things go bad, which they usually do. So probably 4 hours. Our walkway here. Do we like that idea of basically curving? So it'd be upside down. Go through some kind of airlock. After you go through the airlock, you kind of change your position and you start walking kind of diagonally down. So to facilitate this, what I would do is have some gravity gens, and it might make them visible. Wait, I think I had some on the page and then I got rid of them. Let's see here, gravity. So they'll have a very low height, but they'll have the width of the hallway, and probably something like there, I guess. And then the other one would be here on the opposite sides. So that's an option to do that. Then we don't have to have like gravity spilling over too far. Like if we did that, I'd basically put the gravity over 7.5 meters, which would take it to the edge No. 5 meters? No. 2.5 plus 1.25. 3.75 meters should take us to the edge of this block. We do the other same, although it might be times 2 with these ones, I can't remember. Whatever the case, we'll get the field to the edge of this block and the edge of this block, and then everything in this block should be 45, like this. But it will spill over. The height has to be about the same, but that means it's going to go down. So here, there will be gravity in half of this block, and then there'll be a bit of gravity on this side of the wall here going this way. But I don't think that'll be a problem, right? A bit of spillover. Alternatively, we try to move that forward one more block. So we make that diagonal here instead, I guess. Let's see. And we can make it too wide that way. I don't know if that's better, though. Or we push it forward even one more block, which would bring it... Can we even do it? That's not right. It would be more in there. Anyway, this is not fixed, so we could rip that out and have it bevel out to make that hallway. Might be neat. Also up here, if you're having trouble visualizing what this will look like, picture, if I can do it anyway, similar sloping of this, but on a 45. So this will come up and probably arch, and it'll have kind of a fake, or it'll stop kind of below the walkway, I think, like here. And then it'll kind of jet more just straight up a bit, maybe, to compensate. And then from here, it'll probably arch again. I'm not too sure. But yeah, imagine some kind of diagonal arch, and the walkway will cut into it, basically, to create these doorways. All right, I think that'll do. We might try to flesh this out some more in a stream, but I'm not sure when I'll be able to do one. Might do one right now, but you won't know that until after, and the stream will have done. You'll be like, oh, that stream, that's the one he was talking about, the one that happened yesterday. I see. Well, I guess that's it for today, guys. So questions, remember your homework: bear bay flyover, diagonal down, Archie. Is there anything else? Probably. See you next time. Bye-bye. I'm gonna work on it. Just wait. I'll get there.